So guys, we just had Dereck, Chisora and Gashi in a very boring fight, a terrible fight. I didn't really enjoy it, if I'm honest with you. Chisora looked old. Gashi came to survive. And it wasn't a great fight. It wasn't a great event. Hopefully Allen and Brown makes up for it. But yeah, it was a terrible fight. You know, Dereck Chisora is a bit of a funny character. He's either in great fights or he's either in fights which are like so terrible. Like that Kabul fight that he had for the European, that was so terrible. And he's had just like his career's been crazy, just like his behavior at times. He's definitely matured, but his career at times, yeah, he won easily, won comfortably. The fight was comfortable. The other guy just came to survive and plod, and it was a terrible watch. It was terrible. They kept getting tangled up. Their feet kept getting tangled up. You know, it was a terrible watch. You know, Sky Sports weren't very happy, and it's just Dereck Chisora. He's either in cracking fights or he's either in really boring fights. You don't know what you're going to get with him. He's a very erratic type of character. You just don't know what's going to happen in his events, in his fights. He's just that type of character. And he did look quite slow, quite old. He didn't look that good. You know, the Sky Sports were saying, what's the ambition for Dereck Chisora? Where does he want to go? Because you'd seriously think that if he wants another world title shot, that's well out of the question. And you know, after that last knockout against Dillian Whyte, he's definitely not in a position with only 2 world champions. You know, he shouldn't really be getting a shot. So is he just doing it for another few quid? Because I can't see him fighting for a world title. So what is he in it for? Is he going to fight guys like what fights are out there for him? David Price. You know, they're talking about Usyk. He would probably go in a massive underdog in that Usyk fight. But I would love the Price fight. That's a great fight for both of them. You know, you'd probably say that's one of those fights where the loser would probably retire, or maybe his career would be over. But that would be a great fight. I think that would be a fight that you would want to see. A very intriguing, interesting matchup. So yeah, I think that would definitely be a fight that would interest a lot of people. So yeah, I think they should definitely consider Chisora Price. I think that's the fight to be made between the guys. I think Chisora obviously still has ambition to fight. He still wants to fight at the age of 35. He has looked like he's declined a little. You know, he's been fighting for a very long time. It does look like any world level opponents are well out of the question, and he doesn't look like he's going to be able to compete for another world title. But you never know in this game. A couple of good wins. He won quite comfortably today. But the guy that he was fighting, oh my God. Gashi was just like there to survive, and it was terrible. It was a terrible, terrible watch. And that, you know, that's what I'm saying about Dereck Chisora. He's either involved in fights that are cracking fights, and that's why he's still career still going on, because you don't know what you're going to get with him. You might get a barn burner. But usually with Dereck Chisora now, when he's fighting a lower level competition, as Dillian Whyte pointed out, he doesn't really come in and impress. He needs to be up for the fight like he was against Takam, like he was against Dillian Whyte. Or the result against Dillian Whyte didn't go over in his favour. He was highly motivated because he wanted to win. And you get the best Dereck Chisora. And maybe stylistically, the Dillian Whyte fight, styles make fights. And them two styles gel very well where they have good scraps. The second fight was brilliant. The first fight was outstanding. But then the problem is with Dereck Chisora, I think for these lower level fights, he finds it hard to motivate. He's been in the game for a very long time. So I think that's why you see Dereck Chisora struggle or coast, or he just doesn't look that brilliant. So I think he needs meaningful fights. I think the Price fight would be a meaningful fight for him. It'd be a good domestic scrap. It'd be one of those fights where the loser, you'd probably say, where does the loser go from there? And Price... It's a fight that Chisora can win. Price is vulnerable. Chisora's obviously, Price will probably feel he could knock Chisora out with his punching power. So it definitely to me seems like a great fight. It definitely seems to me like a fight that I would want to, I would be interested in. I think that's the great fight for both of them. I think that's a fight that should be made. Maybe Allen and Chisora as well, or the winner of Allen Brown can definitely be a fight for Chisora. But I think these are the type of fights that Dereck Chisora is going to be involved with. I think if Dereck Chisora is looking to get to world level, I think it's going to be very difficult. You know, David Hayes said that he wants to put Dereck Chisora's name in the Anthony Joshua hat. listen, I think I like Dereck Chisora. He's a good character, has very good chin. But really, for his health's sake, you shouldn't be putting him in a fight against Anthony Joshua. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. You know, because like I said, Dereck Chisora's slowed down. Anthony Joshua's vicious. He's strong. He's bigger than Chisora. That's not a good fight for Chisora. You know, surely if you're managing Chisora's career and you care about Dereck Chisora, you would not be putting him in. Chisora's had a lot of hard fights. He's had a lot of hard fights. And you don't want to be putting him in against a young, fresh, strong, very skillful guy like Anthony Joshua, because it's not going to end well for Dereck Chisora, that fight. You know, he will get knocked out to Joshua. Even though Chisora's got a good chin, Joshua will knock out Chisora. So that's not a fight that you really want to be putting Chisora in, or Wilder, or any of those guys. That's dangerous, you know, and he shouldn't be involved in fights like that right now, especially looking at his performance. You know, I think the fights for Chisora, maybe Parker, possibly Allen, you know, Price. These are the fights that Chisora should be involved in. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think of Chisora's performance. Who do you want to see Chisora fight next? And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.